about filing your taxes as a college student. Attending college is one of the biggest steps towards adulting. You will be going to class, spending time in the library, you might even be working and trying to make a difference in your campus. Beyond these responsibilities, however, you also need to begin filing taxes as an adult. As a college student, filing taxes can be tricky and stressful, but by taking advantage of educational credits that you are eligible for, can make it a positive experience that includes a nice tax refund. Before you file, check to see if your college or university offers any guidance on tax preparation. Some colleges might even offer professionals to file for you or assist you with any questions, all for free. The University of Wisconsin-Madison does not offer any tax assistance, but there are other options that you can take advantage of. One of those options is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, or VITA. VITA is IRS certified volunteers with the goal to give community members free help in filing their state and federal income tax returns. There are various VITA offices near and around campus, and they are open for all residents seeking help. Please note though that most VITA offices do need you to make an appointment before going in. You also need to bring all supporting documents in order for VITA volunteers to help you file your taxes for free. Check out their website for more information. Another option is using online tax software. This is another great solution that is simple and free for many college students. Here are some recommended online tax services for students: TurboTax, HR Block, and eSmartTax. While filing taxes can be complicated, it's also one area where you don't want to rush. If you rush through your taxes, you could wind up paying for more than you should. So it's important to know how to fill your taxes as a college student. Today we will cover some things that you need to know about filing taxes as a college student. You're away at college and living on your own, you're independent, right? While this might be true, you pay your rent, you're doing your own laundry, and you work your own job, you may still be considered a dependent. You'll need to have a conversation with your parents or guardians to establish dependency status. This is important because you cannot be claimed twice. What this means is that if your parents are claiming you as a dependent, you cannot claim deductions for yourself on your tax returns. So before you file, confirm whether or not your parents will be claiming you as a dependent on their taxes this year. According to the IRS, your parents can claim you as a dependent until you're 19. But once you are a student, that dependency status can be extended until you're 24. If this is the case, you can still file taxes, but you need to indicate that someone else is claiming you as a dependent. And you also can claim any deductions your parents are already taking. You might receive various tax documents and forms for filing your taxes. If you're away at school, make sure to ask your parents to keep an eye out for any documents that get sent to your permanent address instead of your school address. Also keep in mind that some of these documents and forms are available online. These are the forms that you might be receiving. A W-2, you'll receive this form from your employer. It contains any taxes that were withheld from your paycheck. If you don't receive one, contact your employer to confirm the address. Form 1098-T. This is your tuition statement, which your college should provide. It will include information you'll need to report to claim educational credits, such as tuition paid, related to expenses, any scholarships or grant you received, and any adjustments from last year. If you haven't received this form, contact your school to request it. It is very important that you request this form. Form 8863. You'll need this to see if you qualify for educational credits. including the American Opportunity Credit and the Lifetime Learning Credit. Check the IRS website to get this form. Form 1098E. You'll need this to deduct any interest you paid on a qualified student loan during the tax year. If you paid more than $600 in interest, your lender should send you this form. The IRS.gov provides an example of this form and directions on how to claim this deduction. This is only relevant if you're going to start paying your loans as you are in school, which is an option. So keep that in mind if you do end up taking loans to go to college. Again, this might seem complicated and too much to think about, too many forms, but keep in mind that you are not going to do this on your own. This is just to prepare you for what you are going to be facing later on. Your school, VITA, and a tax preparation assistant or your parents can help you through this process. So don't be scared when it comes to filing your taxes. Alright, now we're going to be talking about claiming educational credits, and this is just a little bit of information for you all. So the American Opportunity Credit, you can claim this credit if you're an undergrad and have not completed the first 4 years of your post-secondary education, which you all will be. You'll need to be in the program at a recognized post-secondary educational institution working towards a degree or a certificate. This credit allows required course materials, books, supplies, and equipment as qualifying expenses. The Lifetime Learning Credit. The Lifetime Learning Credit allows you to claim a credit of up to $2,000 qualified educational expenses. Unlike the American Opportunity Credit, this is non-refundable, so you will not be getting any money back, but it can help reduce what you owe. You're eligible for this credit if you've paid for qualified educational expenses and you're considered an eligible student. So you might be wondering, what are these qualified expenses? So the expenses must either include costs that you paid during the academic year. The following costs are considered qualified expenses for educational tax credits: tuition fees for attendance, required fees for enrollment, and required course materials including books, supplies, or equipment. For purposes of the education tax credits, the following are not considered qualified expenses: any expenses you're already reporting for another tax deduction, credit, or educational benefit, any item that was paid for with tax-free educational assistance, transportation to and from college, cost of living including rent, utilities, the cost of a dorm room or food, any health insurance costs or medical expenses you might have incurred, any fees that are not required as a condition of enrollment or attendance. So for example, the class is required. Items that are not required by your college, such as a new computer. Alright, so those are the qualified educational expenses. So you all should be looking at scholarships and grants, and you might be wondering what happens when tax time comes around. Well, here's what you need to know. Your scholarships and grants are considered tax-free only if you're using the entire amount to pay for your tuition. Required fees for enrollment and any books, supplies, and equipment required by the college. If you use a portion of your scholarship for living expenses, you'll need to claim that as part of your income. For example, say you received a $5,000 scholarship, you used $2,500 to pay your tuition, and the other $2,500 is used to pay for rent and for food or whatever else you need. You'll need to report that $2,500 you use for rent and food as taxable income on Form 1040. The IRS offers more information on scholarships, grants, and fellowships on your taxes. So if you have more questions about that, I suggest looking at the IRS websites. And again, you will be receiving help from somebody, so somebody can help you and answer all these questions that you have about scholarships and grants. You might not need to file a tax return if your income is not above a certain amount, depending on your filing status. You should go check the IRS questionnaire on whether or not you are required to file a tax return form. You can find that in the IRS website, obviously. If you worked during the past tax year, you should file a 1040 or a 1040A tax form. If you had any money withheld from your paycheck, you'll be getting a refund. Plus, you may qualify for the credits. If you filled out FAFSA for financial aid and worked a qualified job on campus as part of work study, you'll receive a W-2 and report this on your taxes. Out-of-state students might have earned income in 2 states. If you are working at school but maintain a job during the summer break or holiday break, you'll need to file tax returns in both states. So this is it for this video, but remember, you do not have to do this all on your own. You will have lots of help along the way, so do not freak out about doing your taxes. It will all come together in the future, and at least now you'll have more knowledge about how to go about this and ask for those educational credits, or if you're unsure if you're getting them or not. So I hope this helped, and I will see you in winter cohorts.